please stop. 484 Bhargavi.
Yes,
48. Yes, that's the last class. ఎంతవరకు రాసాం టైం డొమైన్ స్పెసిఫికేషన్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి ఎన్ని కంప్లీట్ చేసాం
delay time.
డిలే టైం కంప్లీట్ అయింది ఓకే వాట్ ఇస్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్
Rise time.
ఓకే ఇంకా ఇంకేమున్నాయి
Peak time.
ఓకే okay then not on this next part of rise time and peak times ప్రజెంట్ అన్న వాళ్ళలో నేను ఎగ్జామ్ రాయని వాళ్ళు ఎవరెవరు ఆల్రెడీ 2 మెంబర్స్ ఎవరు చెప్పారు ఎవరెవరు ఉన్నారు ఇక్కడ ప్రజెంట్ ఆన్లైన్ లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఎగ్జామ్ రాయని వాళ్ళండి 4A6 ఓకే మనీషా ఒకటి A6 and C6 ఓకే వాట్ అబౌట్ రిమైనింగ్ నిన్న లేరా క్లాస్ లో ఐ మీన్ ఎగ్జామ్ టైంలో లేరా మీరు
A7 కూడా సార్
ఎగ్జామ్ టైంలో మీరు ఉన్నారా లేదా
లేదు సార్
ఓకే ఇంకా ఎనీవన్
4B9.
4P9 మీరు నిన్న ఉన్నారు అనుకుంటాను
Yes, sir.
ఓకే ఇంకా ఎనీవన్ ఓకే
సార్
ఎస్
సార్ C8 సార్
C8 okay I'll inform you later okay then please note on the next topic that is rise time Manisha are you there
Yes, sir.
Anisha yeah yes please note on this next one rise time delay time అయిపోయిందండి కంప్లీట్ అయిందా delay time up to here
Yes, sir. Complete.
yes next one the second one is rise time please note it down rise time rise most important ఫార్ములాస్ అమ్మా ఈ 5 మాత్రమే ఈ 5 మీ ఫింగర్ టిప్స్ మీద ఉండాలి ఫార్ములాస్ అన్ని దెన్ యూ కెన్ సాల్వ్ ఎనీ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాబ్లం ఆ సెకండ్ ఆర్డర్ ఈక్వేషన్ అండ్ దీస్ 5 దట్స్ ఇట్ సో రైస్ టైమ్ how to represent this rise time t suffix r rise time t suffix r we call it as time required for the response to rise from 0 to 100% of final value for 100 ampere and it is 5 to 95% for which damped critical damped system and if it is over damped it is 10 to 90% of rising 10 to 90% of rising for over damped 5 to 95% for critical damped and 0 to 100% for 100 ampere system so we need to pick up this only because of we are dealing with 100 ampere system only so rise time means tr equals to pi minus theta by wt pi minus theta so this inverted commas means for our damped system it is time taken for response to rise from 100 inverted commas పెట్టాను ఇక్కడ. After completion of up to TR, please tell me. Three types of distance we are always discussing. Those are underdamped, critical damped, and overdamped. Is it completed, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What about theta? What is theta here? Already derived the relation of this theta by using those Pythagoras theorem in terms of sine, in terms of cos, and in terms of tan. We got it. But by default, we have to write in terms of tan. I told you. What is the theta? Tan inverse of? See the book, please.
Root of 1 minus theta square by
Very good. Root over 1 minus theta square by?
theta.
Yes. Our respondent yaru?
C1.
C1. Okay. What about in terms of cos? If you want to write in terms of cos, theta is?
Cos inverse of zeta.
Cos inverse of theta. Please remember these two formulas అండి. మనం అక్కడ టీటా కానీ ఎప్సిలాన్ కానీ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలంటే కనుక సపోజ్ మనకి క్వశ్చన్ లో టీటా ఇచ్చాడు అనుకోండి, సో యూ కెన్ ఫైండ్ ఎప్సిలాన్, రైట్? కనుక్కోవచ్చా కనుక్కోలేమా టీటా ఉంటే బై యూజింగ్ దీస్ రిలేషన్స్? సపోజ్ టీటా ఒక 5/4 ఇచ్చాడు అనుకోండి అమ్మా, మీరు ఏ ఫార్ములా యూజ్ చేస్తారు టు ఫైండ్ ఎప్సిలాన్? ఏదర్ దిస్ వన్ ఆర్ దిస్ వన్?
Theta inverse of zeta.
ఏంటండి? ఏ ఫార్ములా యూజ్ చేస్తారు టు ఫైండ్ zeta?
Cos
I
inverse
get cos inverse of epsilon because of easiest way, right? So please aware of these two formulas now. That's it. Yes. So now tell me, what is the right term here? From where to where it is limits ఎక్కడి నుంచి అక్కడికి? Limits are else range 0 to 100%. So let's move back to this graph. So I already told you 100% means where is that? 100%. 1. So I already told you in the last class, this is 1. Shit. Okay, no problem. So this point, right? This peak point is nothing but 100% value. So I'm drawing like this. This is t raised 10. So from 0 to this point to up to here, this total part is t rise, t suffix r, rise time. Please draw that one. So up to this point is tdm, delay time. See, up to this point, from 0 to this point is t delay, and this, let me take laser. 0 to this point is td, that is delay time, means it is 50%, up to 50% only. If it is 100%, then that is called t rise time, tr. And this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. This one. This one is also called as steady state value or final value అని కూడా అంటారు. పక్కన కావాల్సింటే రాసుకోండి. This one represents steady state value or final value. ఇక్కడ మనం డెఫినేషన్ లో కూడా రాసాం చూడండి. ఇక్కడ rise from 0 to 100% of final value. That is nothing but this one only. ఈ వన్ అనే స్టడీ స్టేట్ వాల్యూ అంటారు, ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ఫైనల్ వాల్యూ అని కూడా అంటారు. స్టడీ స్టేట్, దిస్ టోటల్ లైన్ becomes steady state line. Okay, Nama? Please note on that point also if you want. We'll write in the next definition also, no problem. Yes, ఇది కంప్లీట్ అయిందా అండి? ఇండికేట్ చేశారా గ్రాఫ్ లో? డిఫరెంట్ పెన్స్ తో గీయండి, పెన్సిల్ తోటి రెడ్ కలర్, బ్లూ బ్లాక్ లైక్ బెటర్. ఈ గ్రాఫ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఇది చూసి మనం డెఫినేషన్స్ రాయొచ్చు అనమాట, అందుకని. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ పీక్ టైం. ప్లీజ్ నోట్ ఆన్ దిస్. పీక్ టైం. పీక్ time means T suffix.
P.
What is the representation? Very good. T suffix P. That is peak time you are calling. It is time required for the response to rise from 0 to maximum peak. They are saying that maximum peak. Peak in the sense 100% value na lepote oscillation lo unnatuvanti maximum amplitude. What is this meaning of this maximum peak? Whether it is at 1 or else oscillation lo unnatuvanti peak maximum value na, either this one or this one. Peak ante ఇది అవుతుందా డ్రా చేసిన దానిలో?
Second one, sir.
Second one
Oscillation.
means yes, oscillation లో ఉన్నటువంటి this peak, right? Okay, very good. So that is by default Tp equals to n pi by Wt. Yes, what about Wd here? Wd అంటే ఏంటండి రిలేషన్? Yes, complete this first and then respond.
Omega n into root over 1 minus epsilon square.
Very good. Omega n root over 1 minus epsilon square. So omega n means natural frequency and omega d means damped frequency. Damped frequency of oscillations అని కూడా అంటారు. Natural frequency of oscillation, damped frequency of oscillation అని కూడా అంటారు. You can call it anyway. Okay, yes, let me draw the peak. That is Tp. Yes, completed, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's draw the peak, Tp. Means this value, Tp we call it as, and I will note that notation later. Just draw like this. This value is Tp. I will indicate later, but just draw like that only. This top portion is nothing but maximum peak, and this one indicates steady state value or else final value, we call it as. And this 0.5 means half of rise time, that is where we are calculating delay. If it is the peak increases 50% means delay time, we call it as. If it is 100%, it is what is that? Rise time. And if it reaches maximum peak, then we call it as peak time. Delay time, rise time, peak time. Order అలా ఉంటుంది చూడండి, 50%, 100% and maximum peak. Next definition is by default, make a note here. By default, n equals to 1. To find the by default n equals to 1 is used in calculation of any problems. By default, we'll choose n equals to 1. Why we are choosing that means we'll see that in the next definition. Okay, let me go back to yes. Next one, note on the last but not least, peak overshoot. Peak overshoot. That is m suffix p. M suffix p. Peak overshoot. It is defined as the difference between time response of peak to steady state value. Time response of peak to steady state value. That means mp equals to c of Tp minus c of infinity. C of TP minus C of infinity. ఒకసారి బ్యాక్ వెళ్ళి చూద్దామండి. Okay, up to here completed. ఈ బాక్స్ తోటి రండి. Let's have some explanation there and then we will come back. Up to here completed or not? All of you please.
Completed.
Yeah, okay. Come to the graph. So this point, this maximum point we call it as peak, right? Peak value. So that is indicated by C of TP. C of TP, and this is C of T. This y-axis is C of T. That means output. X-axis is time. With respect to time, we are dealing. Now, what about this? Please remove this part. I can't erase that one. So this one is nothing but C of infinity. That is called steady state value or else final value. Note down there if you want. This is called steady state value. Steady state or final value. So that is called steady state value or final value. Now what is this peak overshoot means? The difference between, what is that? Difference between this maximum peak to the steady state peak. So difference between these two is nothing but peak overshoot. We call it as peak overshoot. So now we'll deal with some more things here. So now from where this oscillation starts means origin. So it's going like this, and this is the first peak. That are nothing but this is called as first oscillation. So I'm taking this as n equals to 1. I'm substituting n equals to 1. That means first oscillation or else first peak, and coming back to like this positive peak and then negative peak. This negative peak is nothing but second oscillation, oscillation number 2, and this is third one, positive, n equals to 3, and this is n equals to 4. What about this? N equals to 5. What about this? What is the number of this? 1 positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Those are nothing but oscillations. N equals to 6, n equals to 7, and so on like this. N up to here, graph line తోటి తీస్తే అంతటి మనం అట్లా ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు. So please draw like this. Let's have some notes here. So these are so anyone tell me which one is the maximum value and which one is the minimum peak? In this, where are the maximum peaks and where are the minimum peaks in this graph?
Odd numbers having maximum peaks or even numbers having minimum peaks.
Excellent, ma. So n equals to 1 means here we are getting maximum peak or maximum value. So if you come to this point n equals to 2, it becomes minimum value or else minimum peak we call it as. So note down there, this part, this maximum part, that is n equals to 1, that is called first peak, or we call it as overshoot or maxima. Note down there, that is called first peak. First peak, because you will have number of peaks are there here, right? In that first peak, this one n equals to 1 means that is first peak. First peak or first overshoot, overshoot, or else you can call it as maxima, first maxima. Please note down there always first maxima, first overshoot. In the same way, tell me this, what about this n equals to 2, this point? Anyone? What we can call this down thing or negative part of this n equals to 2? What you call?
First minima.
First minima. Peak, here we call it as peak. What is the opposite word to this peak? Any guess? Okay, no problem. First valley point we call it as. And next, there overshoot, here undershoot. What about their maxima here? What is called? అక్కడ maximum ఉందమ్మా, ఎక్కడ
minimum.
minimum, first minimum. So this is the first minimum, and n equals to 2 is the first minimum or first undershoot. N equals to 1 is first peak or first overshoot. What about this point n equals to 3? n equals to 3 ని ఏమనొచ్చు ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ?
Second peak or second overshoot or second maximum.
Very good, ma. Second peak or whatever may be, and so on like this. What about this point?
Third peak.
Third peak. Very good. In the same way, what about this n equals to 4?
Second value.
Second minimum.
Second minimum. n equals to 6 means
Third value.
third value or third minimum or third undershoot. Okay, all of you got this point. సో అక్కడ క్వశ్చన్స్ లో అడిగేటప్పుడు ఎలా అడుగుతాడంటే, ఇప్పుడు టీపీ ఈక్వల్స్ టు ఎన్ పై బై ఒమేగా డి అని ఇచ్చామమ్మా. ఆన్సర్ అంటే అక్కడ ఫార్ములా ఒకటి రాసాం, టీపీ ఈక్వల్స్ టు ఎన్ పై బై డబ్ల్యూడి. సో దే ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ ద పీక్ టైమ్ ఫర్, దే ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ whether it is peak or whatever maybe. They are asking third undershoot value. So what is the value? You have to put n here. What is the n value? They are asking third undershoot. What is the value of TP if it is a third undershoot? So n equals to how much? What is the value of n? 6, because of for third undershoot. What about for second peak? N value?
3, sir.
3. Yeah. So like this only they will ask, ma. Do you got my point, all of you? Is it clear or shall I repeat again this one? Is the main point, manta? Okay, ma. Thank you. So now tell me, we already indicated here. This point is TP. See here, beside that here one dot is there. That is, we call it as TP. Now tell me, by substituting this n value, location, that point, this is TP, ma. What is the TP formula? N pi by WD. Now what is the n value in this maximum peak?
1
sir.
1 means, tell me that answer.
pi by omega t.
Very good. Pi by, where is it? Pi by WD. Amma irukirga raayadu, please. If you have the graph is very small, please erase it and make clearly. ఒక పెద్ద బిగ్గర్ పేజ్ లో హారిజంటల్ గా ఆయన పెట్టి నీట్ గా డ్రా చేయండి. ఈ ఒక్క గ్రాఫ్ మీద డిపెండ్ అయి ఉంటుంది మొత్తం. ప్రజెంట్ అయితే నోట్ చేసుకోండి, బట్ ఒక పేజ్ అయితే లీవ్ చేసి హారిజంటల్ గా బుక్ ని తిప్పి నీట్ గా డ్రా చేయండి. ఓకేనా? ఎలాబొరేటెడ్ గా గీయండి కొంచెం బెటర్. వాట్ అబౌట్ దిస్ పాయింట్ ఈస్ substitute n value and tell me the locations of these x axis. Points చెప్పండి.
2 pi by omega t.
Very good. 2 pi by omega d. అమ్మాయి కలర్ కనిపిస్తుందా అండి? or else shall I change any other color? Yeah. What about this point?
3 pi by omega t.
Yeah, and so on. Please note down all these points. 4 pi by WD, 5 pi by WD, like this. That is what the representation of this one. So this is the main part. Peak time another main thing. So this point is also called as MP. You can call it as MP, first maximum peak. So ఇక్కడ difference వచ్చేసరికి second MP between these two. This is third MP between these two. No need of writing all those things, just note it, that's it. Is it clear, all of you? Completed, Andy? The main part is this one only, this peak time only. Yes, completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, note down percentage of peak overshoot. Sorry. Next, note down. So here, please note down there in beside C of infinity means that is 1 steady state value ne manam infinity antam, steady state or else infinity. t tends to infinity means that is steady state value అని అంటాం. t tends to infinity అండి పెట్టుకోండి. That means steady state value. If any question, if they are asking the steady state value means you can directly put t equals to infinity, then you will find the value of that equation answer. Directly you can put t tends to infinity. Suppose if t tends to infinity means what about s? What is the s value you have to put here in s domain? Any guess? Time domain lo, if it is infinity, t tends to infinity, t value is infinity. What is the s value then? S means j omega, that is frequency domain. Anyone? తెలుసా తెలీదా? తెలుసా తెలీదా అండి? Respond, I will tell you.
No, sir.
Yes, yes. S అంటే ఏంటి? మనం j omega గా రాసుకోవచ్చా? Yes or no? Again, omega means 2 pi f. Omega equals to 2 pi f. So directly this relation means s equals to, I am taking f. That means frequency domain. What is the relation between t and f?
Inverse.
Inversely proportional. Very good. So t equals to how much? 1 by
F.
f. Now f equals to 1 by t. Right? Now t equals to substitute infinity. Then what is the value of f?
0.
0. That's it. So if in time domain t is infinity, then you can put, if you want to convert into s domain, and substitute s equals to 0. Suppose if s is infinity, then what about time domain? In s domain it is infinity, frequency is infinity. Then what is the time domain in time value? 0. Yeah, remember these 2 points also. Oka domain lo, if that particular time or frequency is infinity or 0, in other domain it is the reciprocal of that value. So 0 and infinity are both are replaceable, both are reciprocal to each other. ఒక డొమైన్ లో 0 ఉందంటే అదర్ డొమైన్ కి మార్చామంటే that becomes infinity. If it is other domain, in other domain is infinity, if you convert this to this means that value becomes 0. Remember those points and note on this. Yeah, c of infinity means final or steady state value of c of t. Atlage c of tp, it means, do you want to write all these things, t and s values, or else shall I erase it? And coming to c of tp, it is maximum value of c of t. Next, note down these points, all these points. Do it fast. Up to this MP, the red color box what grandi, and then tell me. Shall I erase these values now? T and s, or do you want to write? Completed?
Completed, sir.
Yes. Now write down. This is the most important formula for you. We will use always this one. This formula only. Percentage of MP. That means e power minus n pi epsilon by square root of 1 minus epsilon square into 100. This is percentage. Where n equals to 1 by default, and we already discussed about this n equals to 1 to values. So n equals to 1 means what is that? Maxima or minima?
Maximum.
Maxima. So that is first overshoot or maxima, and that is now if you substitute n equals to 1 in this case, that becomes e power minus pi epsilon by root over 1 minus epsilon square into 100%. So n equals to 2 means that is first undershoot or else first minimum. Now substitute n equals to 2 in this case. So that is the overall this. Last but not least, what is the last one now? Settling time, right? Settle somewhere else. Settling time. Completed, Andy?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next note down, please. The next part is settling time. What is the notation of that one?
T suffixes. Yes.
TS. If you want any clear theory about all these things, please go through the textbook. How these all formats came. Actually, in exam point of view, no need. Just you have to know about this. If you want, you can go through it. Small derivations are there. If we have time, I will explain this also in the last. So it is the time required for the response. It is the time required for the response. Time required for the response to rise from 0 to specified tolerance band. 0 to specified tolerance band. ఈ టాలరెన్స్ అనేది ఎప్పుడైనా విన్నారా? టాలరెన్స్ బ్యాండ్ అనేది యూజువల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ±2%. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఎర్రర్ అండి, నెగ్లిజిబుల్ థింగ్. ±2% ఆర్ ±5%. అండ్ టైం కాన్స్టెంట్ గురించి మనం ఇప్పుడు మీకు చెప్పలేదు కదా అండి. టైం కాన్స్టెంట్ గురించి నోట్ డౌన్ దేర్ వన్ మోర్ థింగ్. ఫర్ ఏ సెకండ్ ఆర్డర్ సిస్టమ్, especially this one, for a second order system, the time second order under damped system specifically, the time constant t, capital T or small t, whatever it may be, equals to 1/zeta omega n. Basically time constant means -1 by real part of the pole and definition. Tau అని కూడా రాస్తారు. అది డెఫినేషన్ ఏంటంటే -1 by real part of pole. Anyone go through the under damped system and check there real part ఏముంది అక్కడ? Anyone respond? Please go through the under damped case and tell me the real part pole location. Can anyone respond, please? If you want, write down like this one. That's better. Tau means tau or time tau, time constant. -1 by real part of pole. Guys, respond. Do it fast. Guys, nobody wants to respond. Go through the second order under damped case. See the graph. We draw there something and tell me. Nobody wants to respond. Monica, Harshita, B0, 98, 88. Is there any problem?
minus zeta omega.
Minus omega.
Yeah, minus రియల్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ పోల్ ఏంటి మైనస్ అక్కడ గ్రాఫ్ లో డ్రా చేసాం కదమ్మా ఇక్కడ ఒక పోల్ ఏదో పెట్టాం
Zeta omega.
వాట్ అబౌట్ దీస్ టూ ఇది ప్లస్ జే ఒమేగా డి ఇది మైనస్ జే ఒమేగా డి అంతే కదా డబ్ల్యూడీగా రాయొచ్చు కదా మొత్తం రైట్ సో రియల్ పార్ట్ అంటే ఇది ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్ వై యాక్సిస్ సో ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్ లో పోల్ ఏముంది మైనస్ జీటా omega. So this minus and minus gets cancelled. So remaining is 1 by epsilon omega. That is what I wrote here. Is it clear? Sir, no. అట్లాగే ఇన్ కేస్ మీకు ఏమైనా గ్యాప్ ఉంటే కనుక పేజీలో పక్కన ఒక టౌ అని చెప్పి రాయండి ఇది 4 కేసెస్ చెప్పాం కదా ఆ 4 కేసెస్ లో టౌ వాల్యూ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసి చెప్పండి నాకు రేపు సేమ్ లైక్ దిస్ ఏం పోల్స్ లేదంటే ఏంటి మీనింగ్ అక్కడ ఒకవేళ పోల్ లేదనుకోండి రియల్ యాక్సిస్ మీద అప్పుడు ఏంటి ఎంత తీసుకుంటారు ఏం లేకపోతే 0 డిఫాల్ట్ దట్ మీన్స్ వాల్యూ 1/0 ఇన్ఫినిటీ లైక్ దిస్ ప్లీజ్ గో త్రూ దోస్ 4 కేసెస్ మా ఆ గ్రాఫ్ పక్కనైనా సైడ్ లో రాయండి టవ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు అని చెప్పి -1 బై రియల్ పార్ట్ ఆ లొకేషన్ ఏదైతే అది Yeah, now coming back to our settling time. So for 5% and for 2% you have to write. So for 5%, for plus or minus 5%, TS is 3 tau. 3s is 3 into tau. So 3 into tau means what is the value of tau? Tau and enta tau or t. Yeah, not on that. 3 by zeta omega n. Similarly, if it is 2% tolerance, that means error andi. ఆ స్టడీ స్టేట్ కి మనం గీసిన గ్రాఫ్ కి ఇట్లా వచ్చింది కదా సో ఈ మ్యాప్ లైక్ దిస్ ద గ్రాఫ్ లుక్స్ లైక్ దిస్ ఈ గ్యాప్ అనేది ఇట్ గివ్స్ ద టాలరెన్స్ బ్యాండ్ దట్ మీన్స్ టాలరెన్స్ బ్యాండ్ ఈ ఎర్రర్ అనేది ఎంత ఎక్కువ ఉంటే అంత 5% అయితే కనుక అంటే ఈ గ్యాప్ వచ్చేసరికి 5% ఉంటే అది 3 టౌ 2% ఉంటే కనుక 4 టౌ that means 4 by zeta omega n. If it is 0%, then it is in steady state. That means 5 tau. 5 by epsilon omega n. 0% is also called as steady state. Practically, in a system, it takes 5 tau times to settle the oscillations. Means if any system wanted to settle, it takes maximum 5 time constants. This is a major and important thing. 0% is also called as steady state. 0% means it almost reaches this point. And amplitude ela vachesindani artham steady state like this. So that point is 0%. Not on this graph also if you want. Steady state 0% is nothing but steady state value. This is all about our specifications. Time period of oscillations and important. If you want, no problem. What is there? Next is time period of oscillation. It is time required to complete one cycle. One cycle యొక్క టైం పీరియడ్ ఎంత ఉందో చూడండి కింద π by omega d 2 π by omega d 3 π by omega d అలా రాశారు సో ఫర్ కంప్లీషన్ ఆఫ్ వన్ సైకిల్ how much time it takes? See the graph, already given some notations on x-axis and y-axis also. It is the time required This is not in textbook. Please note down. Time required to complete one cycle. That means T oscillations equals to 2 pi by WD. If you check there, you will get it. This is also nothing but 2 times of peak time. Oscillations అంటే ఎలా తీసుకుంటాం? The graph is like this. From this maximum peak to this maximum peak is one cycle. Like this. Or else this minimum peak to this minimum peak also. Yes. Completed all of you? Tomorrow we'll solve 2 or 3 problems and then we'll move to the errors. A small topic undamma. Errors. Steady state errors. With that, this unit will close. Very small topic. Type and order గురించి మనం కంప్లీట్ చేసాం కదా అండి. Type and order. All of you completed type and order? Sir, no. Are you there or you don't want to respond even if you're still there? Let me stop. Admin, please stop recording. Type and order. First unit lo అయిపోయింది కదా మనకి. All of you aware of that one, right? What is mean by type and what is mean by order?